welcome to Scorched Earth and a general looking for the lesson reading for Capricorn, Sun, Moon or Ascendant for the month of December. I hope you are well. I'm using the Llewellyn Tarot for you today. Just before we start, I wanted to remind you that I have completed the 6-month overviews for each of the signs running from January to June 2023. I actually did yours twice because the first time I did it, my microphone was not working and there was no audio, which was a little bit devastating because it was 3 hours of work that I will never get back. And then when you add in Pisces, which was another 3 hours of work, and I had to redo that too. Was a bit much. Anyway, that is done. The link for that is down in the description. If you fancy checking it out, please do feel free. There's also another link in the description box, which is to my private community over on Circle, the Order of the Phoenix. If you're interested in checking that out, all the extended content is over there. And if you join at the mid-tier, you can get access to that for no extra cost, not just your sign, but everybody's sign. Plus, there's a whole community of awesome people who are very supportive, and it's just an absolute wealth of knowledge over there. So, let's get on to looking for the lesson. If you have not seen these videos before, and obviously I haven't done them for quite a while now, so I did them pretty solidly for about 2 years actually, and then I mothballed them in the summer to give myself a little bit more time to myself. But I'm bringing them back for Christmas or your birthday or wherever you wanna, whatever you're celebrating this month. I don't know if they'll continue into January, but certainly they're here for December. They were born out of the fact that I believe that there is wisdom or a lesson contained in every experience and interaction that we have, if only we are open to seeing it. And all too often we're not, because we get bogged down with the drama or the minutiae of our day-to-day life. And sometimes stuff can be really, really hard, and it's difficult to know where we're supposed to be going with it. And so this is, if you will, an exercise in perspective. It's about stepping back, looking at the energy that you're in, and then working out why it is you are in that energy in the first place. Because if you know where you're going, it's a little easier to get through. It feels a little less like you're being, I don't know, punished or whatnot. So to that end, what we're going to do is pull 3 cards for your current energy, like an energetic snapshot, see where you are. And then we're going to pull 3 cards and try and work out why you are in that energy in the first place. What is trying to be shown to you at this time? Is it something that's trying to leave your life and you're not letting it go? Is it something that's trying to come in and you're not embracing it? Is it trying to show you something about the way that your mind works? It could be all 3. We don't know until the cards hit the table. And then from there, we will pull 3 cards for advice. That's it. Going to keep it nice and short. I'm going to try not to pull any clarifiers, although I will break my own rules if necessary. So let's get on with this. Tell me Capricorn's current energy, please. So we have the first card. It is the Emperor. It's interesting that's Aries energy. But in my mind, I feel like it sits for Capricorn much better than Aries. Never mind. Anyway, we have the 7 of Pentacles. And one more card for Capricorn's energy here, please. We have the Ace of Wands in reverse. So, stuff doesn't seem like it's coming easily at the moment for you, Capricorn. I mean, I'll just flip this around so you can see what I'm looking at, right? The 7 of Pentacles here is an indication that things are not progressing as you had hoped. In fact, they're possibly not progressing as you had planned, because, you know, you're Capricorn and you've probably had a plan about something. Yeah, the 7 of Pentacles is a card of knowing that there is something that is not functioning correctly. I mean, that can be at its lightest touch. There's something in my life that isn't quite right and I don't know what it is. It's sort of less than optimal. It could be that you know what it is and you don't know what to do about it. But it can be, you know, things are catastrophically wrong and I'm not going to get the harvest that I anticipated when I planted these pentacles in the first place. You know, and it can be everything in between. You have to take it as it resonates to you. But what we have here is an energy of somebody's very diligently thought out plans going absolutely awry. Because the 7 of Pentacles is asking you to consider whether what is necessary from this situation is more investment from you or less. Is this a time to cut your losses? right? And not fall prey to the sunk costs fallacy. Well, I've invested so much in this so far. Am I prepared to let it go? Well, no, because I've invested so much. And it's like, well, that's not always the right plan. It's not always the right play. You know, I mean, there's a possibility here that there's something that you're being really quite rigid about. You know, this Ace of Wands in reverse. Wands for me talk about, you know, living and life and experience, and it's turned the other way around. This is pure potential right here to change your life, to change the way that you live, to change the things that you experience. When it's shutting down like this, it feels like there's some sort of thing that you've planned for that feels like it's gone wrong. Now the question is, Capricorn, are you being overly inflexible about the kind of changes that need to be made because they don't fit the plan such as you have seen it so far? You know, the Ace of Wands in reverse, like any of the aces being reversed, is quite uncomfortable because, and particularly for you, because you're always pointing the way, and you are initiatory. You're not Aries, you're not initiatory fire, you're not the beginning of the zodiac, but you are a cardinal sign. We're going this way. This is where we're going. And whether this... I can see this Ace of Wands playing out in lots of ways. And it could be that this is a situation that you actually don't have any control over and you were never supposed to. And so it could be highlighting the fact that actually there's, you know, you're kind of overplaying your power in this situation. Or it can be just a reminder that life is something that happens when you're busy making plans to do something else. There's a John Lennon who said that, something like that. You know, the fact that the Emperor has come out first, and then it's followed by these couple of cards that are going, yeah, it doesn't matter what you planned, something else is going to happen instead. It feels like you could be feeling pretty destabilised at the moment. Right? We don't have the Tower here anywhere, but I do recall that the Tower came up in your main monthly read, so it's maybe as if you haven't seen that, it's worth going and checking it out. We've got the Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck, and I noticed that she is, you know, because of where I've put the deck, she's basically sat with her back to all of this, and I wonder if you're trying to find the sense and the meaning in something without actually looking at what it is. You know, you have your back turned to it. And it's like, well, I'm going to go and do these things over here. And it's like, well, actually, to be honest, Capricorn, like, this is where this card should be. And it should be looking at all of these, and it is not. That's a pretty crappy feeling to be in at the moment, Capricorn. I'm not going to lie. You know, I'm a Capricorn ascendant, and if I make a plan and it goes awry, like, I don't like that. But let's see why you're in this energy in the first place. We have the Five of Swords. Interesting. We have the Justice card. And we have the Moon with the Hermit at the bottom of the deck. And I think this is exactly what I was just saying there with the Queen of Swords. It's like you're looking in the wrong place. In terms of what this energy is trying to show you at the moment. I mean, it could be that there's something quite combative about your energy at the moment, or maybe you're trying to avoid being combative. I feel like it's a little less likely that it's the latter, because you're coming out as the Emperor first off, and he is associated with control, right? You know, good amounts of control and also bad amounts of control, because just like anything, if you have too much of it, it becomes toxic. Now, these two cards here are both speaking very deeply. We have the Moon and we have the Hermit, which is Cancer and Virgo energy respectively, but I don't feel like that's important. They're both cards that speak about introspection. They speak about what is going on inside of you. So if your eye is on your plan that has gone awry, if your eye is on what you have tried to control and what appears to be squirming out from under your grasp here, if your eye is on why the fuck your plan hasn't worked, then you are sort of missing the point, because it's all about the introspection. It's all about, what is this situation showing me about me? And the fact that this Five of Swords has come out underneath the Emperor, Capricorn, makes me think that whatever it is that you have been planning that has gone awry or is in some way less than optimal at this point is as a result of some faulty thinking from you. You know, the Five of Swords can talk about, you know, that act of verbal sparring, rows and arguments and things like that. But we're talking about what this energy is trying to show you. So maybe it is that you've been a little bit cranky and a little bit brittle. That's possible. Maybe you've reacted to other people, you know, who have been like that with you. But I feel more likely that this is about the way that you are thinking about a particular situation. And that the reaction from you is coming from something really, really deep inside that is a step beyond things just not working out the way that you wanted them to. You know, this is turning your gaze inwards and saying, where am I thinking in the wrong way about this? You know, where am I subject to a pattern of thought that is actually really damaging for me? And how can I turn it around and do the right thing? So that's what the Justice card is about here. You know, because you're not looking at the thing for what it is at the moment, it is impossible for you to bring justice to this situation, because some amount of it is you thinking about things in the wrong way. Maybe it's even trying to get one over on somebody else, and it's like, well, if you do that, there will be consequences. You know, we've got some pretty savage energy going on through the month of December. As I'm recording this, you know, Mars is still in retrograde, as it will be until January, but we haven't yet had that full moon in Gemini, which could see all sorts of things coming to light, and it could make people quite combative, certainly verbally combative with each other. And so if you're watching this at a later point in the month where all of that has happened, you know, maybe there's a point here of you going back and looking over what you've said. And if you've just said something to win an argument, kind of going within and seeing what has prompted that, what has caused this need to win. Because the understanding that there are consequences, not just the consequences that you want and that you're trying to bring about, but other unintended consequences, is really, really important. Now, this is an opportunity for you to learn something really quite significant about yourself this month, Capricorn, if you are open to it. But if you are not, then I feel like the consequences of this could be quite strong. Because it doesn't matter how combative somebody else is. It doesn't matter how much somebody digs or needles you. If you do not respond to that, if you keep your own counsel and don't allow yourself to be drawn into something, then they're just full of piss and wind and hot air, as we would say in the UK. If, however, you are the one who is needling and spoiling for a fight and whatnot, you know, just watch your tongue this month, Capricorn. Because everybody has a capacity for destruction that surprises even them, and I feel like the energies of this month are really giving them an opportunity to come out. So better for you to sit back and consider what it is that you're trying to control and why you are trying to control it, where that is coming from, and how you could actually deal with the root cause of that in terms of what is going on inside of you, rather than trying to fight the world and make it take the plan that you had in mind, you know? Well, can I have some cards of advice for Capricorn, please? Well, there's the first one. We have the Magician. We have the Eight of Cups. And we have Queen of Wands, with the Ten of Swords at the bottom of the deck. This is quite interesting because the first feeling that I got when the Magician came out was not your understanding that you can create your own reality, although obviously that is true, because I feel like Capricorns know that shit, right? And that's why you buckle down, or knuckle down rather, and get stuck in, right? You're busy in the business of constructing your own reality. This feels to me like it's actually talking more about manipulation, and I wonder if it's because it's coming out underneath this Five of Swords here. Like, beware of manipulation, because I think whoever you are seeking to manipulate is not going to take well to this. I mean, it could absolutely cause some sort of big falling out and big argument. But it's yet another indication that you're still trying to control something. Better, I think, to relinquish control of this situation and let it play out as it will, because something about your thinking around this is very faulty. Now, that's not a criticism. That's there's a huge opportunity for growth here if you want to take it. But if you're still trying to get people to do what you want by manipulation, kind of give up the overt control and try and go for covert control instead, this is going to backfire really, really hard on you, Capricorn. The Eight of Cups in reverse is quite interesting because, generally we like to see this card this way up. It's like walking away from things that have been emotional, but now no longer contain any emotion. He's going off to go and find his ninth cup, which is his happiness. The thing is, because it's turned up in the reverse for you, what we have is a return to a situation, a return to examine the emotions of a situation. Because I think if you're digging around in your subconscious, you're trying to see what it is that is triggering you, see what it is that is making you feel like you are losing control, and that isn't okay. What you'll find is that there are some unresolved emotions that you have not worked through, that you walked away from far too fast. It's like you haven't done the processing bit of it yet, Capricorn. You can't go off and do something new and expect for all that emotional stuff to just melt away. You have to go back to it and examine it. And we've got the Queen of Wands. This is Aries energy, and it can speak to a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, who might be giving you a bit of grief or whatnot. But I actually feel like it's more of it's more of an exhortation to you to stand in your own authenticity, right? And that means owning every bit of you, not just the bits of you that you consider to be successful at this point, right? What are the bits of you that are broken and wounded and all that? What's that? I always forget the word. There's a word in Japanese for the art of repairing pottery that has been broken, right? And they do it with gold. And it's this... I'll look it up after this reading and I'll put it in the comments. When pottery used to break, and I don't know if they still do it, but I imagine they do, right? When pottery would break, they would repair it with gold, and you've got these most beautiful vases and whatnot that have these gold trails running through them, right, from where the whole thing's been put together. And the word talks about the act of doing that, but also the understanding that whatever has been broken and is put back together is more beautiful and more unique than what it was before. And I'm getting a big sense of that here with this Queen of Wands. It's not... No, it's exactly that. It is exactly that. I'll look up what it's called. Obviously, it's got a Japanese name and I don't speak Japanese, so I retain it terribly well. But your authenticity is more important than anything else, Capricorn. It's actually more important than your success. Bringing everything that you have out into the open and being authentically you with it, not trying to control situations, not trying to pretend that your way is the right way if you know deep down that it possibly isn't. Not trying to hide from the things that actually hurt, and definitely not trying to manipulate a situation, because this Justice card is watching everything, right? This is an energy that helps bring you out into the sunlight, allows you to step into your power and be authentic, even if you are broken, because the way that you can be put together makes you more beautiful in the end than anything that you could manage at this point. Big month, Capricorn. Right, I'm going to leave it there. Don't forget about 6-month overviews. If you're interested in that, just go check out all of the links that are in the description box and see what you think. But in the meantime, have a nice birthday if I don't see you before it happens. Know that I love you all very, very much, and I will see you soon.